Santiago with MMA On. Today, I'm joined by the most dominant champion in LFA history, the pride of St. Louis. We have on new UFC flyweight contender, Charles Energy Johnson. Charles, how's it going today?
Going good, baby. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. First question I have for you, are you going to have that chat with Bruce Buffer to introduce you by all those nicknames?
Man, that's the goal. I don't know if the UFC is gonna permit it, but me and Mike Kendall exchanged a little message between each other. And he was like, "Man, I'm gonna shoot him a message. I got you." So hopefully we can figure it out where we can get at least some of it in there. You know, as we work our way up, we'll be able to actually get our whole name going. So
Awesome, man. I know having world champion meant a lot to you in the LFA, but now you're in the UFC. What does it mean to have the UFC fighter next to your name now?
It was step one, getting into the UFC is the first step into becoming an actual household name within MMA. You can be a professional fighter on the regional scene, and a lot of fighters will know who you are, but the casual fan probably won't. So I'm very excited about that opportunity, and just what UFC opens up so many doors for fighters. So I'm very excited about that.
Mm-hmm. This is a big opportunity for you against Mokaev at UFC London. He has a lot of hype around him. Do you think this is a perfect matchup for you to build yourself as a household name to steal his hype?
Yeah, man, it's a great opportunity. UFC have gifted me I couldn't ask for anything better. It's a huge show. The last show in March was amazing. This show I assume is gonna be even better. You got a lot of the same fighters on there, and you got a huge main card with 5 household names that people know very well, and then the undercard is really well. I'm on the prelims, so it's gonna be a great opportunity to introduce myself to not only the fans in London. I know I have friends out there, fighters out there that I know as well, but it's just gonna be a great opportunity to introduce myself and the G Squad, to the world.
Awesome. And how does your mindset change going from defending your title in your hometown to going over there across the pond into enemy territory? Like, how does your mindset have to change for that?
It doesn't change much, you just go out there and be yourself. We're fighters, you go out there. Luckily for me, I've competed at the highest level in almost every sport I've played. I won a state championship in high school in track and football. I was a all-state wrestler in high school. I was an All-American in AAU track, where I ran in stadiums full of people, and I won nationals twice. And so, and I fought as an amateur. We used to have a promotion in St. Louis called Fight Hard, where we fought in an arena, indoor football arena, and it was free tickets, but you only had to pay for parking. So that place would be filled up, and it was a huge promotion. It was called Fight Hard MMA, and it was just, we would pull so many people in there. And I fought there as a professional as well. So I've competed in front of a lot of people before. Being in London will be different, but once you walk out, I know I'll be emotional. I know I'll feel it. And I'm the type of person, my emotions won't get the better of me. Like, they fuel me. So I'm pretty excited about, just being in that moment, embracing the fans, embracing the moment, and walking to that cage finally as a UFC athlete. It's just gonna be, feel like a coming out party, I'm extremely excited about it.
Mm-hmm. For sure, dude. And I believe it's going to be like a different atmosphere over there in London. What's going to be your walkout song? Is it going to be Sweet Caroline, or is it going to be something off your playlist?
Oh yeah, it definitely won't be no London jazz. No, it's gonna be something for me, it's just gonna be, I don't know what I'm coming out to yet, I'm the type of guy, I've had songs that I've walked out to, like the Fugees Fujila, I've walked out to that the majority of my fights. But it's all for me. It's all about like, it's random. I might just be going through my playlist and like, I like that song. I'm gonna walk out to that. I like, it's how I'm feeling during that time. So when they shoot me the message and ask me what my walkout is, depending on what I've heard recently, you never know. It might be 21 Savage. It might be, some old school R&B. It might be Michael Bublé. You never know.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And, when you look at Muhammad Mokaev, he's a young top prospect. What do you make of him? And do you believe the hype that's around him?
Hype is subjective. Everybody loves the new thing, and he's new. Yeah, he's also been around for a while though. He's new to casual fans, but he's been around on that scene, fighting as an amateur for a while. So he's gonna have a lot of buzz over there, and they expect a lot out of him. But for me, hype is hype. It's good that he has hype. I'm glad that he has hype. I don't want to be just fighting somebody with nothing to gain in the sport. So I've seen him in person and I've seen him fight. We all saw his last fight. He showed up and did what he was supposed to do. And so I'm very I'm really excited about getting in there, just to say the least. I think that it's going to be a great fight. I know that it's going to be a great fight, not only for myself, but for the fans. So I'm really excited about it.
Awesome, awesome. And your guy, Joaquin Buckley, he brought in the special cornerman, Dale Brown. So if you had to pick any celebrity to have in your corner, what celebrity would that be?
What celebrity would that be? Probably like Keanu Reeves or something. I would know, man. Like, I don't know. I would go with, I don't know, man. I don't really think about that too much, but like, I got a few celebrities that I like, somebody with a good mindset, somebody that, that's motivational. I like Keanu Reeves' whole vibe. So
I feel like he would give some good corner advice. So would you have to agree with that?
Yeah, I do too. So like, and I think he would be a fan of it too. But the corner is very special. When you talk about cornermen, they have to be able to be relatable, knowledgeable, and also understand their position and what they're there for, their role, and I think that's what Dale Brown did an excellent job of when he cornered Joaquin. He didn't like do anything extra. He knew what his role was when he was, he didn't really say much, when he gave his viewpoint of what he saw, but he didn't really coach, and so like your corners play a big role. So, whatever you feel like you need for that fight, for me, all my bases are 9 times, 10 times out of 10 covered with my cornerman, from camp all the way through the fight. So I think I would just probably have somebody in there just to be like a motivational piece. But my coach, Joaquin Murcielago, does a really good job at being that as well. So
Cool. And you said that you were training in Philly. Like, what are you over there down there for? Like, are you doing some like Rocky style training? Like, what's that all about?
I did, by the way, watch every single Rocky on VHS as a kid, multiple times. And the Philadelphia Eagles have always been my favorite football team from the time I was a kid. So going out to Philly not only was a business trip, but it was something that I had been wanting to do for a while anyway. I just started my first camp, the first 4.5 weeks out in Philly. I was training at the PRTC, which is where the University of Pennsylvania high-level wrestlers there. Jordan Burroughs, Joey McKenna, my boy Dave. They just competing at a high level. Mark Hall competing at a high level for USA Wrestling, USA teams, world teams, national teams, Olympic wrestling. So, you're just in a room full of killers and motivated people. Coach Slay, Brandon Slay is, head coach there. So Olympic champion. So just being in a room full of grinding work. And then I was able to get out to Daniel Gracie's gym and train at least twice a week, 2-3 times a week. And got to a couple of jiu-jitsu classes while I was there. And Coach Daniel Gracie, he has a few workhorses in the UFC right now as well. And the gym it rhymes with the type of vibe that goes on here in Michigan that I train at Mercer Lago. We're very similar. So I could rock with their mindset and how they grind in there. So it was a great trip. It was a great start to camp. It was everything you needed to start off the camp. And now I'm back home in Michigan to round out the second half of camp. And just basically fight plan now, focus on the fight for the last month and just peak.
Mm-hmm. Are you chasing any chickens over there or like punching like racks of meat over there?
Nah, man, but I did catch a few mice at my Airbnb.
Oh my gosh, man.
But it was a great trip to say the least. It was a great trip.
What's your favorite Rocky movie of all time?
Let's see. When him and Apollo teamed up,
For
I think,
Rocky 3, right?
Yeah, so you got to see both sides of the coin, and he had to figure out how to change his game, figure out how to become more of what he was and adapt to a different style and take on some of that style and improve his own game. And I thought that was a really cool quirk that they did, how they took him into the hood. He got to see the different grind of the boxing gym, more of the Black culture and just a different style of boxing, more flavor to it, more rhythm and rhyme, and I loved how they brought everything together with that movie.
Last question about Rocky. Who is your Apollo Creed?
Who is my Apollo Creed? What do you mean?
Like, who helps you in training like Apollo Creed did with Rocky in that sense? Like, who really pushes you? Who I guess is your best training partner?
When I'm here in Michigan, and since I've been here in Michigan, have to be my teammate Mondo Gutierrez. He fights at 135.
He's the barber, right?
Yeah, he also cuts my hair for my fights. He cuts all our teammates there actually for our fights, and he's just a good, solid dude. Training, working to get to the UFC. Very well rounded. And he'll probably be pushing on the door for Contender Series with his next fight. He should be in that conversation. And just solid dude, man. Solid all around.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask about, the artwork that's in your background. What do you have in the works for your work going forward?
As far as what?
As far as like your artwork, website design, like do you have anything in development right now?
Actually, I most recently got this iPad and I've been working in Procreate, just playing around, but I want to get into indie game design. I'm not gonna
Nice.
give out too many details on it, but it's gonna be based around our sport and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing when I was in Philly for these past 4.5 weeks. I've been doing a lot of that, focusing on just starting. It's really in its beginning phases. It's something I've been looking at for a long time though. When I was in high school, I got into Photoshop, and that was because I wanted to get into game design. I wanted to make a video game when I was a kid. I grew up on Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, and PlayStation, and all those games. I would go to my cousin's house, or when my dad finally got the PlayStation, and the first game I ever played was Tekken on that.
Tekken's so good, man.
I loved and I fell in love with it, right? Martial Law and King were my favorite fighters. And to this day, those are my favorite fighters in Tekken, no matter how many new characters they create. So I've always been a fan of fighting games and a fan of gaming as well. And so that's one thing I want to do with the NFTs. I don't know if people are aware, but like we have like Marshall Inu, which is a group that's been sponsoring fighters and helping them out with camps and getting into places, and is a very special thing going on with like cryptocurrency and just these different groups. And so maybe I'll be able to team up with them and get this off the ground a little bit more in the future. But right now it's just building up a solid group and team and getting the ideas and laying the groundwork for what I want to do as far as designing a game, a fun game.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I think that's all the questions I have for you. I just want to thank you again for the time. Where can the fans find you on social media?
Everyone can find me at INNERG MMA. That's Energy MMA on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube as well. And make sure you guys tune in July 23rd. We're making our UFC debut. And you don't want to miss this fight. It's going to be fireworks from beginning to end.